Hello class, this is Adam Harrison and I'm reporting on The Big Switch by Nicholas Carr. Chapter 1 is titled Burden's Will, and Burden was a great inventor of his time back in the 1800s. He owned a power plant, or not a power plant, he owned a steel factory, and he created this large, humongous water wheel, and this water wheel powered his steel plant, and he was known for it because it was able to produce up to 500 horsepower, and he was able to create steel works like horseshoes and a lot of other things really rapidly fast because of his innovations. But eventually that water wheel was found years later rusted up, and the reason it was rusted was because it stopped being used. They no longer needed to use it because electricity became centralized. It became something commonplace that not only factories and businesses were able to get a hold of, but also the common family and the common home. So electricity was able to instead of being individualized between every company and only being able to be available at companies, it became widespread. The same patterns were found in the internet. In the beginning of the internet stages, large companies and large businesses owned their own networks, and they hired people to maintain these networks and keep them running. But as time has gone on, the internet has become more centralized. We have these huge data centers all around the world with a bunch of computers that are all talking and communicating and processing, and people are now buying space on those servers or on those computers, and so the internet has become more centralized. And at one time where the internet was only around in businesses, it's now become very commonplace. People are using it in their homes, on their cell phones and other things, and that's because of the centralization of the internet. And so our economy is really adapting quickly, and the internet is becoming more economical. It's becoming cheaper to own and to use and to add into our everyday living. And so this first chapter talks a lot about how we've gone from humans with the ability to go beyond our physical ability, and with electricity and other things being able to power things for us, and now we're getting into the stage where we have things that are overpowering us intellectually. We have all these computers and all this computer power, information era, that we're going above and beyond the normal human's capacity of being able to intellectually think. So it's interesting to see through this chapter how we've come so far from working the fields ourselves with our bare hands to getting electricity into our homes and powering our toasters and our microwaves and our necessities, what we feel to be necessities. And now we're getting into the era where we have personal computers, laptops, phones that are all connected to this web, and we're changing data, information back and forth like within seconds, and not really thinking about how it all works. So, fascinating chapter. I'm excited to continue reading, learning more, getting more insight into the economy that we're living in the next 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, what kind of businesses we'll be involved in, who we're going to be working for. All of this is changing because of the economics of industry. So I'll leave that with you.